Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is a little bit random. I don't know what compelled me to film this of all eyeshadow looks, but today it's going to be a glitter cut crease with green. These eyebrows are big. That's certainly something else you're going to see. But yeah, stick around if you want to see how I created this look, and let's get into it. It's been lovely having you, but you now must leave. Bye-bye.
Love it.
Love it. Okay, let's get going. We want to look like this, we don't want to look like this. So I'm taking the Morphe JS11 brush with the colour Nate. Touchy subject. And I'm basically going to be patting that in and above my crease. Because basically when I do the glitter liner, I need the liner to be above the crease. I've said the crease a lot. If I just bring this shade slightly higher, then I give myself a little bit more real estate to work with when it comes to the glitter. And don't worry about this whole area down here. We're going to go in, cut the crease. That's all going to be gone in a minute. So literally anything that falls down there, just ignore it. Pretend it ain't there. Look past it. Be the bigger person. Okay, then I'm just taking this BH Cosmetics brush. It's not the best brush, not gonna lie, but I'm using it because it's clean and not most of my brushes are. So all I'm gonna do with that is what I always do whenever I'm blending, which is just kind of clip whatever colour I just put down, take the very edge of that and in little circles blend out. As you can see with this palette, I think because they're so pigmented, they are almost like pressed pigments, some of these shades. There is a lot of fallout, like enough fallout that I'd be like, whoa, that's a lot. And that's coming from someone who doesn't really care about fallout. So if you are someone that has a real problem with a lot of fallout, I don't think you're going to like this palette. But the colours are really pigmented and they are really nice. So for me, I'll still use it with all the fallout. But if it's a big problem for you, then I will point it out. So like I say, I'm almost just going out and kind of framing everything that I just did with that green. But at the same time as framing it, I'm taking those little circles and blending it out seamlessly. And that's how you get rid of fallout. I've just noticed I'm like at the very bottom of the frame. I'll come up, shall I? And then now that I've done that, I'm just going straight back in with my green. And I'm just going to pat that over the top because where a lot of the shadow fell down, it lost a little bit of its pigment. Okay, to cut the crease, I've got my Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. And then all I'm going to do, like I said before, I over-exaggerated my crease so that I've got a bit more room to come in when I want to cut it. And as always, with whatever cut crease you're doing, whether you're doing a half cut crease, a full cut crease, whether you're doing one with a little tail on the end, anything that you're doing that's really soft and delicate, you need to be patting the brush up against your eye. Because if I go in and drag, here I'll show you on here, when I go back I get like little jagged lines, whereas if I go in and pat, then it makes a line far cleaner. And that's why I said don't worry about this bit earlier, because you just go in and conceal it all anyway. Okay, now where I start to feel my orbital bone, the area in my crease where it starts to kind of start circling back around, I'm going to go completely against that and just take the brush upwards in a little flick. If you followed it down, that would be a full cut crease. But because we're kind of flicking it up, we're doing this different kind of edgy, dramatic cut crease. So we are like completely slicing the colour in half. Okay, now I'm taking my Morphe 124 and I'm taking the shade Glam Rapids with a gently wet brush, and then I'm just literally using that brush to just pat all over where I put that concealer, completely covering it. And don't forget to pull that all the way out because we dragged this cut crease all the way out, so make sure that you're filling in every area from the very inner corner all the way out. Okie dokie, now I'm just taking the NYX Liquid Crystal body liner, and literally all I'm going to do is follow that little bit of the concealer that I left. I'm just going to follow that with that glitter liner. Do still be really gentle with this because you still don't want to go out that cut crease line. Okay, so that's a really, really pretty refined glitter, but in the Jeffree Star Morphe palette, there is a pressed glitter called Millions. So I'm going to take that on the JS7, which is the angled brow brush, and just apply some of it over that line. And all it's going to do is just kind of fill in any gaps, and also it kind of adds a different dimension to the glitter. And it's actually quite a good idea to use a brush with a brow spoolie on the end, because if you do get any glitter outside the line, if you just use that brow spoolie, you can just kind of pick the glitter up really easily. Okay, now I'm just taking my flat brush, which is my M410 from Morphe, and I'm just going to push line my eyes with this. So I'm taking the colour Nate, which was the green shade that we used, and I'm literally just going straight across my eye line. And then once I've done that from the inner corner right towards the outer corner, I'm just going to pick up the shade Hi Dude, which is a brown colour, and I'm going to use that in the same liner brush to create a wing, and continue to stamp it in that wing shape, pulling it back in towards the green. And just literally keep going between that brown and that green colour, patting a bit over, then patting a bit of the green, then patting a bit of the brown, and that will help to give you that blend. So as you can see, we end up with a little bit of a soft gradient from green up to brown. Grab your wipe, and to get a straight edge, just fold your wipe and hold it tight like that, and then go along the edge of that liner and just clean up. These are actually Nivea wipes, and they have a lot of oil in them, so I shouldn't really be using this around the eyes. A lot of people don't know that if you use wipes that have oils in them and you use them around your eyes, you might notice all of a sudden that your eyes start watering loads, and it's one of them days where you can't stop your eyes from watering, and it might be because some of those oils have got into your eyes. Okay, now I'm taking the shade Welcome on a M431, and I'm using that to do my little blinding inner corner highlight just there. And then just on this little bit of concealer that we've got left up near the brow. Okay, because we just wiped off the concealer, I'm just going to pop a tiny bit more underneath the eye so we can go in and do the lower lash. Okay, so I'm taking the JS11, yes, JS11, which I used to pack on the Nate shade. And I'm literally going to do, I'm not even going to add more onto the brush. Take that right underneath the eye. Now what I'm going to do with this as well is pull the green from the lower lash line right up to the very edge of that liner. Then once you've done that, grab Hi Dude on the same brush, and a little bit closer to the lash line this time, just blend that in the exact same way, but like I say, keep it more contained to the lower lash line so you've got a definite brown and then green. Okay, and then the very last and final step is I'm just taking the shadow Drive Through, which is kind of a greeny duochrome shadow with a little bit of gold in it, which is going to help to bring out the green in my eyes. And I'm just taking that along the lower lash line as liner. Now this look properly comes together once the lashes are on. So I'm going to do that. You can't tell me nothing with this cut crease. I don't know if I've ever looked more confusing. Okay, that is the eyes all done. So I am going to put on the rest of my face, which I'm not going to talk through, but you know, I might chuck some music on, chuck a little bit of smooth jazz on, and I'll just do a little time lapse of my face makeup so you can see the process, and then I'll be done. Sign me up. I am first class seats on the soap brow train, and yet I am fully aware that I'm gonna look back at pictures of this in a little, maybe a year or so, and be like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Something's missing. Don't mind me just becoming myself. So this is the finished look. I hope you all like it. Also, a polite reminder to stop neglecting the greens because this is quite a vibe. No? Vibe. Should we find out what Tommy thinks?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. I need you to come and look at my makeup.
Is it amazing, is it?
Of course. Okay, bye.
I told you, camo.
Like it?
Amazing, yeah. It's so good. Don't know how you get such a crisp line on the side.
Just tell me.
There you go, you're amazing. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Don't ruin it then. Okay, so that is the end of my video. I was just saying, this is
Beautiful.
Thank you. It's a pointless video to make because no one's going to want to recreate this in their whole life. But if you do,
I think
then this is how.
she looks amazing. Why would you not want to do it?
So thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. You may not have learnt very much because there's not much to be said about this look. But if you want to see more, then please subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more of Tommy, I mean, you can follow him on Instagram as well. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Emily Carman MUA. Like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Auf Wiedersehen.
Bonjour.